All right, everybody, good afternoon. It is 2:30 on August 31st, a Monday. Checking back in with the markets here. We have SPY that lost the 200 period moving average support, lost the 100 period moving average support, and is now testing. Back here, we saw a low form off of 197.46, and we saw a low here form of 197.51, so that is a higher low. So the uptrend is technically still intact for today. We have three higher lows now, and we will see if the bulls can get the price back above the 100 period moving average resistance of 198.14. That is the first target. SPY is definitely looking bearish as we have these supports failing, and we have the overall trend of the day definitely leaning towards bearish as we're down 0.7% on the day. So I want to check in on some of the stocks we've been watching. We had Loco as a swing play on our pattern watch list. So far it's been a pretty tight channel. We held the 1305 mark multiple times, so that was a good sign. Getting knocked down by this 100 period moving average resistance, which is currently 1331, and trying to maintain this 200 period average support of 1319. So that range is tightening. We'll see a break either to the bullish or bearish side in the near future, and we'll keep our eye on that. We got Netflix. Netflix could not get above the 200 period moving average resistance. It has been knocked back twice from that level, and it set a new low, which was not a good sign for the bulls. A lower low with a lower high is a definite sign of a downtrend. On this bounce here, we're looking at the 100 period moving average resistance of 115.42. If it gets rejected from that level again, we're going to come down and test the low of the day. BABA, the level I pointed out as a must hold was 67.76. Back here we had a low of 67.60. Here was the 67.76 mark, and it held it again right here. So that was a little double bottom I saw on the bounce. And then on the pullback, once that fell and 67.60 fell, we lost another 80 cents. So that was a nice short play for BABA, as BABA and Baidu are very beat down stocks today. And no real support in sight for BABA. We have the 52-week low of $58, but until then, we're pretty much looking at psychological support. Twitter has been looking good today and is maintaining the $28 level as support. It dropped below it briefly, but was able to regain it. We're watching this 100 period moving average support of 27.75. We're watching the middle Bollinger Band on the daily chart. And we are also watching the 20 period moving average resistance, which is being tested right now, of 28.13. So Twitter's looking good on the daily chart with a close above the middle Bollinger Band. If it closes below that level, it will be bearish, but a little ways to go before that happens. Got an hour and a half left in the trading day. Let's look at Apple. Apple is at very critical support right now. 100 period moving average support of 112.97. 200 period moving average support of 112.89. If those fail, we had the low down here of 112.52. And so if we see a break of those supports, we'll see 112.52 be tested. And if that breaks, then it's definitely a bearish end of the day for Apple. DWT, or let's look at SUNY first. SUNY had a nice quick bounce here, but was unable to maintain this 200 period moving average support. I expect a test of $10 either by the end of the day or tomorrow. That's $10 psychological support. Right now we have support at 10.22 and 10.18. The low on this pullback right here was 10.27. So those are some levels to watch, and we'll see if we get that $10 test. We have $11 is really strong resistance now, as it has been knocked back 2 days in a row from that price. And it's going to take some bullish activity to break that level, a close above $11, and we can work on $12. So DWTI, oil has been insane today, 9% last time I checked, and DWTI is down 25% because of that. I want to pull up the daily chart of DWTI just so you can see what we're looking at with this oil bounce. Oil has bounced about 25% in the past 4 days, and the past 3 trading days, DWTI has gone from 215 down to 91. So a nice 50%, more than 50% loss right there. RSI is at 34. We're going to see if the 100 period moving average support can hold. A lot of people say, why do you look at these charts when you should be charting the underlying commodity, which would be oil itself, which I certainly think is a valid point, but it can't hurt to look at information depicted graphically on a chart. There's no harm in doing it. I wouldn't, bet the farm on anything like this without looking at what oil is doing. For oil, Siku posted the link that we use, which is investing.com. It has nice candlestick charts. This is the 5-minute chart of oil. We saw it take off, consolidate a bit, break the 48 high, and then break the 49 high and keep going. So very strong. Looking at the daily chart for oil, we had the one consolidation day over the weekend, but pretty much Thursday, Friday, and Monday have been huge gaining days. And like I said, a 25% bounce for oil from $39 to $49. And that is extremely significant. We will see if there's some pullback in the near-term future. I would expect there to be some, as this is a very steep incline, as you can see. Looking at the hourly chart of oil, we've had spikes and then consolidation. So looking at this chart, would expect some consolidation to around $46.50 or $46, but we'll have to see how that plays out. As you can see, we had resistance found here, and that's just about where support was found on the consolidation. So if that pattern were to maintain, we would see support found around $46, but a long way to go. We would have to lose $3, about 6% for that to happen. So tomorrow should be pretty telling on oil to see just how strong this bullish move is. Let me flip on back to Fidelity. And check in to see what you guys want to look at. AMBA. AMBA is at critical support, 200-day moving average support of 95.92. Currently just above that level. Excuse me, got a yawn there. 95.83 was this low down here. And we are still maintaining that 95. We had a 95.90 low, still maintaining this low, still setting a higher low. So this 200 period moving average support is a must hold. Here is Guild. Guild is in a pretty brutal downtrend as well. Not much to see here on the 5-minute chart. Let me pull up the daily chart. So if you're looking for a swing play on oil, DWTI, there is time decay on that. But if you're looking for a 3 or 4 day swing trade, if you think that oil cannot maintain this climb after 25% in 3 days, DWTI might be a viable play. Obviously, you set your stop loss and see if oil is going to pull back in the next 3 days. So we got GILD, the 200 period moving average must hold support level for the end of the day today is 106.31. If you get a close below 106.31, it seems highly likely that we are going to get a pullback to, it's looking like 102 is the first stop for support, or we've got 102.56. So 102.50 we can call it if we get a close below the 200-day moving average on the daily chart. Marcus, are you long or short AMBA? There's Guild diving down to a new low. Here's SPY bouncing, hitting the 100 period moving average resistance of 198.14 and pulling back. Guild puts are looking good. And with a close below that 200-day moving average support, they're looking even better. Twitter is testing 28 support. We'll see if this 28 level can hold. That would be the ideal scenario for the bulls. Netflix is working its way down to test the low of the day. That's been a nice bearish play today. Thoughts on Apple? I like green apples a lot better than red ones. I'm a fan of the sour. We've got 200 period moving average support right now, critical must hold of 112.89. Currently below that, but still enough time to regain it. And we also have the 100 period resistance right above that at 112.99. We had the low back here of 112.52, so still maintaining a higher low, still in an uptrend. But if we lose these support levels, it's looking like we could come down and test the low of the day, which is $12 even. I would not play Apple bearish until we get a definitive break of these supports. Currently below it, if this candle gets rejected right here, then I would be a lot more comfortable with Apple puts. Let me pull up the daily chart. Taking a second to load. So yeah, that would show a lot of profit taking off of the high of the day, 114.53, and a close below 113.10 would be below the middle Bollinger Band and bearish. I would expect a test of 110 if we get a close below 113.10. So we have 19 minutes left in the hourly candle for oil. Right now we are seeing a spinning top form, which would indicate some bearish downside and a nice play for DWTI. I was wrong earlier on DWTI bounce. Had the stop loss just below $100 and stopped out if you follow that play. So definitely caution here as the oil bulls are running away with it. 9% today is pretty nuts. I can't remember the last time I've ever seen a move that big in oil in one day. And 25% in 3 days, that's got to be unheard of. But I'm not an oil expert. Nice. You guys keep your eye for a 175 break. A close above 175 is a great sign. So yeah, that's why I said to wait on Apple, as that candlestick just regained that support and is trying to now turn the 100 period into support as well, with the close over 113 on this candle in 3 minutes. Let's see what SPY's looking like. So there's that rejection off SPY of the 100 period moving average resistance, and it's looking like it's going to come down and test the low here of 197.51. So that's what we've got for those plays. AA has been a nice slow and steady swing play, brought up by John originally a few days ago and has been great ever since. The low today, 922, held the middle Bollinger Band, and it's just been higher lows and higher highs since then. AMBA, that must have been key support break where everybody's stop loss was triggered at the same time, and because they were all market orders, it probably just ran the stock price down 40 cents really quickly. There was nothing on this chart that I would have been looking bullish at, just because it was a slow and steady downtrend, which didn't allude to any kind of quick bounce, and the RSI just slow and steady, not very oversold, just oversold now with that 200 period support break. But that's just my style of play. I wouldn't have seen anything here to go bullish on. We can talk about it after hours. So Twitter broke 28, and we might go bearish on Twitter tomorrow if we get a close below this middle Bollinger Band. That'll show a lot of profit taking today. I'm deleting that unhappy man, Marcus. He's making me feel bad. Alright, so here's Sunni. Expecting $10 support test. If not today, then tomorrow. The consolidation is expected off of the upper wick of Friday's candle, and a test today of $11, getting rejected by the 10-day moving average and pulling back to $10. We could see a move all the way to 950 support on consolidation, And we will know we have the go sign back to $12 once we get a close above the 10-day moving average. That resistance right now is 1103. BABA continuing to set lows, almost down 5% on the day, peeking in on the daily chart. Looking to see where we can find support. We've got support at $66. There's a low candlestick there of 65.75. So if 65.75 falls, there is nothing holding BABA up besides psychological support levels until $58 flat. Oil keeps setting higher lows and higher highs. Keep our eye on that. GoPro got rejected from the 100 period moving average resistance and has been pulling back hard ever since. The low of the day is 46.50 and we are currently 6 cents above that. The RSI is oversold, so I'm not sure we'll see a break of that support level. Pulling up the daily chart for GoPro here, going to see where we can find resistance or support there. And it is looking like we've got support at 46.28, and after 46.28, we've got nothing until 43.88. So lots of downside for some of these stocks like GoPro and BABA. I want to check in on SPY really quick. Getting rejected, coming back to the level just as expected. That level again is 197.51, testing it right now as we speak. A break of that level and we're coming down to 197.46. Here's the test right now. Just held right there, testing again and broken. So 197.46, we see a break there. We're going to test the low of the day, it appears. RSI is 36, so potentially could get oversold pretty quickly. We'll have to keep our eye on that. So a lot of weakness here going into the end of the day with an hour and 13 minutes.